most of all, let me say thank you to Lieutenant Governor John Cherry, to my great colleagues in the United States Senate, Carl Levin and Debbie Stabenow, to the Michigan Congressional Delegation, especially the Dean of the House, Congressman John Dingell, who had to go to Monroe, to Speaker Andy Dillon, Wayne County Executive Bob Picano, to my great friends in organized labor, Ron Gettelfinger, John Sweeney, James Hoffa, and to the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. I started singing for her a little bit. Change, change, change. Who are here, all the clergy, all my great friends and supporters and volunteers, and most of all, to the people of organized labor. I think some of you know that I'm a labor guy. I believe in the labor movement.
All right.
I believe in the American worker. I believe they have a right to organize. I believe they have a right to collectively bargain. I believe it's important to have a president who doesn't choke on the word union. And I believe that we've got to have a Department of Labor that believes in labor. So I have to tell you, I've come here planning to talk about the contributions of the American worker, to recognize the labor movement, your role in building the American middle class. Right. It's because of organized labor that we've got a 40-hour work week.
That's right. That's
because of organized labor that we've got a minimum wage. Hey. Because of organized labor that we've got overtime and worker safety rules. Because of organized labor that even those not in organized labor have come to expect decent benefits on the job. I want to talk about organized labor as the backbone of our economy and of our country, and I want to talk about how we sustain that middle class against all the challenges we face today, and how we promote policies that honor the dignity of work. But I have to tell you that as we meet today, I have to change my plans a little bit. Our neighbors and our fellow citizens in Louisiana and across the Gulf Coast are once again under siege from a terrible storm. I just got off the phone with the Department of Homeland Security, and I will be monitoring it all day. And although we are prayerful that this will not be the same kind of situation that we saw 3 years ago.
Right. Nice job.
Today's not a day for political speeches. I hope you'll forgive me. I hope you don't mind. Today is a day for all of us to come together as Americans and send our thoughts and prayers to our brothers and sisters who are worrying at this very hour about their homes and their loved ones. Some of them may be huddled in shelters.
That's right.
Some of them are far away from home.
Yeah.
Their children had started school and now they're not in school anymore. Some of them may have spent the last 3 years rebuilding after devastation, and now they're thinking that maybe it's going to start all over again, except they have even less of a safety net. They've got even fewer savings to rely on. We don't know yet what the impact of Hurricane Gustav will be. We hope and pray that the damage will not be as great as it was 3 years ago. But we know that there will be damage, and we know that help will be needed. So my main goal today is to ask you to help. I'd like to ask all of you to give what you can to the Red Cross and other organizations that are aiding in the relief been monitoring the situation closely all day. And I want everybody to remember that there's a time for us to argue politics, but there's a time for us to come together as Americans. I know John McCain wants what's best for the people who've been evacuated. I know George Bush wants what's best for them, and so do I.
Nice job, Brownie.
And so I want all of us to come together. I appreciate all of you coming here today and gathering. And I know you've heard some great speeches. And I apologize for the change in the plans. But instead of a speech, what I'd like to do is ask all of us to join in some silent prayer.
That's right.
For all those Americans who are spending this Labor Day in a shelter waiting for another storm to pass. And I want all of us to remember that when we show solidarity with those folks in Louisiana and Mississippi and Texas and Alabama, that we are expressing the true spirit of the labor movement.
That's right.
Because the idea behind the labor movement is that you don't walk alone.
That's right.
You're not by yourself.
That's right.
That each of us are vulnerable by ourselves. Each of us are subject to tragedy and disaster. And sometimes we're going to falter. But when we are unified, when we come together in a more perfect union, when we understand that I am my brother's keeper and I am my sister's keeper, when we recognize ourselves in each other, and that every child out there is our child, and that every senior citizen who may not have what they need to retire on, that's our parent, that's our grandparent.
Right.
When we understand that anybody who's fleeing from a storm, that could be us. There, of the grace of God, go I. Then we understand what motivated people so many years ago to join together and make a union. And that's what today should be about. So if everybody can just observe a moment of silent prayer. And if all of you will please remember that the spirit that we just expressed, that's the spirit that we have to have each and every day in America, because there are a lot of people out there suffering silent storms. The quiet storms of joblessness, the quiet storms of underfunded schools, the quiet storms of a lost pension or a lost job, the quiet storms of not having enough to eat, the quiet storms of not having medical care. All of us have to remember on this day that we come together as Americans. Republicans, Democrats, Independents, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Native American, gay, straight, young and old. All of us come together in a spirit of unity.